ready with me to talk about, I'm gonna say Athaliah. So Athaliah was a princess, and not in a good way. She is the daughter of Ahab and Jezebel. And unfortunately, Athaliah didn't stray very far from the way her parents did things. While her mom was acting amok in their home kingdom, Athaliah was off promoting the word of Baal in the north. Fun. Athaliah had married the king of Judah, and that cemented the relationship between the north and the south. After a few years, however, her husband tragically passed away, and he was succeeded by her son, Ahaziah? Anyway, Ahaziah only got to be king for like a couple months, because in that time, Jehu, Jezebel's nemesis, also took out the new king. It was a full-blown coup. Love that for Athaliah. So Athaliah had a very poor reaction to having lost her parents and then her son. In a last-ditch effort to gain power back, she erased from existence all of her grandchildren, her son's kids, so that she could have the throne. Grimm's fairy tales have nothing on this lady. They're your grandkids! Athaliah gloated that she had snuffed out all of Judah's royal heirs, which would make it impossible for God to fulfill his promise to David that the Messiah would come through his family line. She was the ruler of Judah between 841 and 835 BC, promoting Baal worship the same way her mother Jezebel had, steering people further and further away from God. Unbeknownst to Athaliah, one of her grandsons yet lived. Ha! Athaliah's stepdaughter, Jehoshaphat, had hidden her son, who was still an infant at the time, Joash. We're gonna go with Joash. And Jehoshaphat continued to hide her son from Athaliah in the temple of the one true God. The one place people like Athaliah would never look. For 6 years, she didn't even wait for him to fully grow up to crown this kid king. He was 7, and Jehoshaphat's husband started a coup to put a crown on the 7-year-old. Of course, I guess anyone's better than Athaliah, right? Athaliah caught wind of this coup, and she ran to the temple, started screaming and thrashing around and tearing off her robe, screaming, "Treason! Treason!" I don't know what she thought she was accomplishing by screaming that, but okay. Nobody that was participating in this coup cared that she was throwing a hissy fit. She was seized and erased from existence on sight. As soon as word got out to the people that Athaliah had been erased legally, they celebrated and had this kind of a riot where they destroyed the temple of Baal as well as the chief priest of Baal. So I think it's safe to say she was not well missed. A tyrant, just as her mother was. Both Jezebel and Athaliah's stories remind us what happens when we let greed take over what's supposed to be the most important things in life. Athaliah decided that the throne was far more important than being a grandmother. Athaliah's stepdaughter, Jehoshaphat, reminds us that courage and compassion can help redirect the intentions of the enemy. If Jehoshaphat hadn't saved her son, Jesus would have never been born. We wouldn't know salvation the way we do now. So thank you, Jehoshaphat, for fighting against evil and protecting your child. There's an old phrase I've heard one too many times in my life. There are 2 wolves. The one that grows is the one that you feed. I like to think, to remain humble, that we are all capable of becoming somebody like Athaliah or Jezebel, and that we make the choices that we make, and we feed the wolf that follows God, so that when God writes our story, he writes victory, not destruction. I hope you all have a wonderful, beautiful day. Bye.